Welcome to day 20 of the Flowing February Challenge. My name is Roseanne. I'll be guiding this practice. For class 20, we'll open up the heart, open up the front of the body, an area that gets quite congested, especially in winter as we start to kind of come in on ourselves against the winter cold. Right now, it's especially dim in here. My apologies, because the snow mound is going up and up, so I don't have as much light from the window. I'm going to be buried in here very soon. But for now, join me on your mats, on your back. And as you stretch out, to roll one shoulder under the body and then the other. Just to open up across the heart a little here. Take a few breaths into the heart. Another inhale. And exhale. As you slide those feet in toward you, hug the knees in toward the chest and rock. Plant the feet. Extend the arms directly from the shoulder. Fingertips face the ceiling. Reach, reach, reach with the hands and then ground the backs of the shoulders. Reach, reach, reach and ground. Let's continue here with these scapular glides. Try to feel through the shoulder blades. Maybe it's an inhale to reach and an exhale to ground. One more time, reach, reground, and begin to peel the pelvis off the earth until you land in a bridge. Arms can reach overhead, inhale, and exhale to roll all the way down. Arms circle, press the palms into the earth, peel the spine off into a bridge. And arms reach up overhead. And exhale to roll through the spine. Arms circle, press hands down, peel. Inhale, reach. Exhale to lower and circle. Continue here. One more time. Press through those arms, roll up, stay lifted, and roll onto the toes and then onto the heels. So wave through the foot, toe ball, heel ball, toe. Start to warm through the ankles. Opening the fronts of the hips. And pause, maybe walk those feet in a little more. Press the pelvis higher. With the pelvis pressed higher, see if you can even tuck the tailbone just a little and see how that feels in the front of the legs. Release just a little, and then a little tiny tuck. Just the pelvis presses higher. Everything else stays where it is. Tiny little movement. Let's do 3, 2. Last one, little baby tuck or press of hips, and then heavy through the backs, the ribs, and that mid back and that low back. Lengthen those legs. Arms can reach overhead, long body stretch. Then circle those arms round. So that a few more times arms reach and circle. Draw the ribs toward the pelvis here. So move through the arms and see how that changes your experience. 2 more. Last one. Nice. Arm circle. Slide those legs in again. This time, as you press through the feet, pelvis lifts as a unit, as one, and then lower to hover, and then press, and hover. Working the back side of the body and opening the front side. You find it's too much in the fronts of the legs, too much work, and not feeling as much in the backs of the legs, you can walk the feet out a little. Let's do 3. 2. Press evenly through the feet. Last one. Lift. Come onto the toes. Arms reach overhead. And roll down through the spine. Arms stretch out into a T. Windshield washers with those legs. Next time, the legs come over to the right. Roll onto that side fully. Lengthen that top left leg. Maybe the bottom leg reaches too. And shift the front leg or back leg, sorry, forward and back. Feel into the front of the body, front top side. Then roll onto your back, slide those feet back in, windshield washers nice and wide. And roll to the left. Reach the arms and legs. Maybe shift top leg forward and back. And sense this long stretch here. And return to the spine. Slide those legs back in. Feet will plant. Prop yourself up onto your forearms. Press through those shoulders and soften or sink the chest. Lift through your heart and lower. Notice when you naturally inhale and exhale. You do sink, you can allow the shoulders to shrug toward your ears. Let's do 2 more. Last one, press and see if you can come onto the hands here. Lengthen out the legs, staff pose, hands behind the body. Just find a tall spine. String from crown to sky and activate through the legs with flexed ankles. This can be work in the legs. Then rebend. And plant the feet, the windshield washers. One more. And then find a tabletop, reverse tabletop here. Lift the bottom off the earth. Then lower it right back down. Activate through those arms, lift, and little release. So practice that press, release. 2 more. Last one. Nice. Stay. Walk forward to the short edge of your mat. Hands can come in front of you as you lengthen the legs. Find a forward fold, legs parallel. Hands to shins, halfway lift, inhale. And exhale to fold. Roll up through the spine as you press through the balls of the feet. Arms can circle and arrive at the heart. Hands behind the body, either reach back or maybe hands to sacrum. Activate through those legs as you lift the upper spine and return. Upper spine here, pelvis stays still and return. So this isn't very big. Just inhale and exhale. Just two more. Last one, baby back bend. And sink the hips. Arms can come out in front of you or hands to prayer, chair pose. And fold. Hands to shins, halfway lift, inhale. Fold once more. Step back with that right leg. Right leg steps back. Find a nice long lunge here. And then lower that back knee. Lift up through the torso. And return, hands right back down. Pop that back knee off the earth. Find your plank. And knees can be up or down here as you lower onto the belly. Press into the forearms for Sphinx. More of those shrugs here. Let the shoulders come toward the ears and press away. I'll shrug and press. As you do this, find your legs. Nice active legs, kneecaps drawn up. Light through the belly button. Let's do 3, 2. Last one. Nice. Lower all the way down. Hands slide closer to the body to press yourself up and back into downward facing dog. Walk to the front of your mat. Hands to shins, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold and roll all the way up. Inhale as the hands pass the heart. And exhale, hands to center. Again, reach back with those arms. Could take hands to the sacrum here. And lift up and over just a little with the chest and return. Up and over. 3, 2. Last one, lift through the heart. Bend those knees, sink into chair. And fold. Hands to shins, halfway lift, inhale. And round forward. Bend those knees, step back with that left foot this time. And lower the back knee, lift up through the upper body. Another breath. And hands frame that front foot once more as that back knee lifts. Find your plank. And shift forward, chaturanga. Perhaps all the way to the earth again. Maybe if there's a space in the low back, you'd like to come onto the hands, or maybe it's still forearms. And release right back down. Let's do that again. Perhaps lift and lower, or you could stay in the Sphinx or take the shrugs again. Maybe a little wave through the spine. Let's do 2. Last one. Nice. This time lower. Hands lie closer to the body. Find tabletop, so on hands and knees. Little rock. And then round through the low spine and start to roll up, stack the spine. You'll land on your knees here, kneeling position, arms circle, hands to heart. Little thigh stretch here. So, little lean back. Spine is neutral and return. So a little work for the fronts of the legs. Lean and return. Just a few of these. 2 more. Last one, lean, return, hands to the pelvis, open up through the heart, elbows back, and slide forward with those hands. Return to the belly sphinx. And lower once more, plant the hands, press hips up and back, downward facing dog. That right leg, sweep it up into the air, open up to the front of the pelvis, bend the right knee, and rotate or open the hips to the right. Few more breaths here. And then kneecap faces the earth. Draw it through between the hands. High lunge here. The body is angled. Let's sweep those arms back and reach them overhead. Sweep them back and overhead. One more like this. Nice. So return to that later. That left hand will plant, rotate to the right. And then hands will frame the front foot, step forward. Hands to shins, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold. Roll up through the spine. Inhale as the arms circle. And exhale, hands to heart. Return to chair. And fold. This time that right leg will step back, followed by the left one into your plank. This time come forward with the body, and let's let the chest come through the arms, the knees lower. And then press the hips back. You might even tuck the toes. Just a little rock. And one more little rock to round the spine and roll up to find those knees again. Arms can circle. Feet can be tucked or untucked as the hands land at heart. Lean back and return. Lean back and return. Let's do 3, 2. Last one, lean. Return to center. Hands can press into pelvis. Pelvis presses back. Open heart. Maybe stick at the tongue. And then roll forward onto the belly. Slide forward. A little sphinx here or that low cobra. And release. Wave through the spine. Roll up. And release. Do 2 more. Last one, lift. Lower. Hands press into the earth, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Left leg sweeps high, bend the knee, stack the hips, open to the left. Press through both hands. Another breath in. And exhale, square the hips toward the earth as best you can and draw that left leg through. Find your high lunge, torso angles forward. Really lengthen that back leg, drive the heel toward the wall behind you as you sweep the arms back and overhead to any degree. Continue here. Another time, reach back and overhead. And that right hand will plant, rotate to the left. And then hands return to the earth as you step back. Roll forward with the body, lower the knees, heart through the arms. And shift back and slide forward onto the belly. Find a sphinx or a low cobra and wave through the spine. So 2 more. Last one. Nice. Hands slide closer to the body. Find your tabletop. Rock. Rock. Final rock back, round through the spine, then roll up. Arms can circle again. Hands to heart. Or the arms could be long. At your sides, fingertips down is another option. In order to lean back, arms can come forward, and then press those arms back and behind. Open across a little bit here. Let's do 2 more. Last time. Those hands will draw toward the pelvis. And then slide the hands forward, all the way onto the belly again. One little sphinx or low cobra. And release and press back into your downward facing dog. That right leg sweeps high. Bend the knee, stack the hips again. 2 breaths. Another inhale. And exhale, kneecap returns to face the earth as you lunge forward with that right leg. Find the high lunge again. And this time, arms sweep back as you drive through the back heel. Could just let reach or maybe interlace the fingers. Inhale here and exhale to bend that. The torso will lift for just a moment and lean forward again. Lengthen the back leg, the pelvis will shift forward. See that again. And then lunge and humble warrior. Take your torso to the inside of the right leg. And then release the hands. Left hand plants, rotate right. And find your plank. Hips high, downward facing dog. That left leg will go high. Bend the knee, stack the hips open. 2 breaths. And then on your next, inhale. Turn the kneecap toward the earth and then exhale to draw the leg through into the lunge. Find your lean here. Circle those arms back. Maybe you interlace the fingers, maybe not. Reach through your crown. As you bend the back leg, the pelvis will lift you up. And return. Again. Last time. Lean. And then let the torso come to the inseam of the lead leg. Humble warrior. Then release your right hand, rotate left. And hands frame the front foot. And this time step forward. We need to step forward once on that side. Hands to shins, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Roll up through the spine. Inhale as the arms circle up. And inhale, hands to heart. Stretch those arms right back up again. Baby back bend. Arms could be overhead this time. Take another breath in. And exhale, chair pose. And forward. Step or walk back into your plank. Roll forward with the body, this time full chaturanga, bend the elbows and lift the chest through the arms, your version of up dog. And exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Lower those knees, slide those hands in, roll up through the spine. Arm circle and hands to heart. This time, camel, more of a different version of camel. You might take that left hand, reach it back toward that heel of the other foot, and reach through that right arm. Return to center. Try the opposite sides. Windmill that right arm back, left arm forward if you'd like. And return. Slide forward onto belly. Left hand underneath the forehead. Clasp the right ankle with that same hand. Inhale to lift into a half bow and exhale to lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Let's do at least 3 more times. 2. Last one, lift. And release. Opposite side. So left hand clasps that same ankle. Press the pelvis down. Next, inhale, arc the spine. And lower to hover. This in and out of our half bow. 3 more. 2. Last one, lift, lower. Hands press into earth for that tabletop position. Slide the hands in, roll up through the spine, arms reaching behind or overhead. And then perhaps, I like the toes tucked here, that right hand can come back and maybe the left hand can come back. Those hands could be on the sacrum as well. Active press through your foundations, through the knees, through the shins, feet. Another inhale. And exhale, release one hand and the other if you had it. And tabletop for just a moment. And then slide onto the belly. Option to bend both knees and reach back toward the legs, or maybe clasp the ankles. Inhale and exhale. And inhale to lift up into your full bow. Hands press into shins, press back. There's a lift, a length. Another breath in and exhale to release. Press into those hands and find a child's pose. Widen those knees, sink hips to heels. Another breath in. Exhale to lift up into tabletop. That left leg can come out to the side. Left arm rotates open and then thread that hand. And just a few times like this. Last time, open and close. So thread the needle here. Might sit the hips back, might not. Another breath in. Exhale. to release that hand, which slide that left leg in. The right leg comes out to the side now. Revolve to your right. And thread that arm underneath the left one. Two more like this. Last time. And stay with the thread. Inhale. Exhale to come out of it. Return the knees side by each and have a seat on your heels if able, or sitting cross-legged. Take an inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Let's take those legs out in front of us. Scoot yourself to the center of your mat. Nothing fancy here. Hands behind the body. And then lengthen those legs right back out. Sit in staff pose, nice and tall. And rebend one leg. Could also be both legs if you'd like. Lift the hips up and lower. Lift and lower. Use the back body here. Let's try the other side. Lift and lower. 3 more. 2. Last one, lift, lower, staff pose. You could stay in staff pose or press into those heels as you lift the hips up. The traps can cradle the head. Another breath in and lower. Slide those heels back and find your forearms. That lift through the chest and sink. Lift and sink. One more time. Broaden across the heart and then slide those arms long to lower through the head. Knees remain bent here to prepare for more bridges or wheel if it's in your practice. So lift those hips as a unit and lower. So you could do this lift and lower just a few times. One more time and you could stay in your bridge. Okay, or if wheel's in your practice, or if you'd like to pop up and have a look at wheel, please feel free. So with wheel, lower the hips for now. Hands come by the sides of the ears. The fingertips point toward your toes. Okay. The thing that a lot of people do is they have their elbows fairly narrow. We want to be shoulder distance, nice and wide here. We need to have the press through the hands and through the feet. So draw the heels toward yourself without moving them. So just sense of, okay? And then start to peel the spine off the earth. Come into the bridge, then press into the hands and find your arc here. And it's like the chest is coming through the arms while the heels draw toward your body. Crown toward the floor. Or return to your bridge. And pause in the bridge with the hands pressing into the earth beside you, beside your hips. Another inhale. And exhale, slowly start to bend the elbows if you're lifted. Okay, we want the shoulders and upper spine to lower and the rest of the spine to follow. You can keep those knees bent. There's often the tendency to want to draw them in. Just pause. Could lengthen out the legs if the low back feels really good for the pause. And just feel. Another breath in. Exhale, slide those feet back in if the knees are not bent. And then, if the low back feels ready, can have that hug. Then plant the left leg, the right leg can go up for hamstring stretch. And try that on the other side. So that's an option to do one side at a time, okay? Or both legs can come up, draw them toward your nose. Did a lot of back bending today, so maybe you want to stay in this variation. But if plow does call to you, which we did yesterday, you could do it. Just make sure you feel ready. It's like the opposite of what we've been doing. We're stretching one leg, switch sides. Another inhale. And exhale to hug the knees into the chest. Widen the legs for happy baby. Maybe you clasp peace fingers around the big toes. Maybe you clasp the backs of the thighs. Whatever works. Release those toes. Maybe lengthen the legs, widen to a V. Return the legs to center. Right leg crosses over the left one. The ankle is flexed. Draw that bottom leg in, or figure four. And switch sides. Other leg crosses. Top ankle is flexed. And return those feet to the earth. Slide the hips slightly right, legs go left, arms can open in a T. Really feel the reach across the shoulders and the arms. And switch sides. Melt the shoulder toward the mat. It's a sense of heaviness, even if it doesn't ground. Final breath in and exhale to return to center. Find your variation of Savasana. Maybe you roll one shoulder under a little and the other. Inhale and exhale. Feel the ebb and the flow of your breath. You sense yourself here on the mat. And then wiggle the fingers and the toes. And roll the wrists and the ankles. Reverse. Perhaps a long body stretch. Or you hug those knees and find your favorite side. In your own time. Press yourself up to seated. Shoulder rolls. Chest opens. Arms reach overhead and draw the hands to that heart. Breathe into the thumbs. May what we do and say come from this place, from our hearts. Thank you for practicing with me today. Sat Nam. Looks like the sun has come out a bit for the end of our practice. If you liked this is class 20. There are 8 more. The next series of 8 as part of the February challenge will be a little more quiet. We'll start to lengthen up the Savasana as this fits Ayurvedically with winter in the sense of silence, a little bit less talking. So also the classes will be more minimally cued. So if that interests you, join me for class 21 tomorrow. See you soon.